Good morning, good afternoon, people of Earth. Welcome, fans of Counter-Strike. I think Keith has disappeared off the camera. Oh,
What?
he's back. Oh, he's not in the middle.
I never turned it off.
But we are back, and that's all that matters. It is I, Strong Legs, the host and commentator for Winners League, of course. Joining with me is Keith LaFortune. How you doing, man? We can only see like your forehead right now.
I didn't. You want me to?
No, you're. No, I'm just kidding. You're good.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're having like a little panic attack.
I was like, wait, is it not plugged in? Did my cat chew the cable? What happened? Yeah, as long as we're good, man.
Yeah,
I'm good.
We also have some good Counter-Strike coming up for us right now. The first matchup of the day, of course, it is going to be Team Queso versus Mocket. Now, this is a team that I love to watch personally. Team Cheese, I'm a big fan, as well as the Mocket, of course. So, Team Cheese is a bit of a Spanish mix. I say Spanish mix, but it's mostly 4 Spanish players. I believe one person is from one Latin American country, which I can't remember. But it is up against Mocket, kind of the of Counter-Strike. They have a French player, some Swedish players, I believe 2 Danish players as well. So it is going to be an interesting matchup coming up right here between both of these teams. I expect this to be a 50-50 Keith. And the second match coming up for us, which will be after a bit of a break, is going to be, of course, the Polish Izako Boars versus Nemiga. And, of course, that is always a couple fun teams to watch. And then the final match for the evening is going to be Lokastic versus Apex, a Slovakian team versus I believe it's a Norwegian team. I think one of the only full Norwegian lineups that we have. But it's going to be a pretty fun game. I think we're almost ready to go straight into the game. So let's just hop in that. I think this round is underway.
Yeah, Pest Round's getting ready to rock and roll. I haven't had the pleasure of watching Team Queso play, so I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table. I know Mocket are a very capable team, and I've so far been impressed by Fearoff and Sposer, so I want to keep seeing them pop off.
Yeah, they're always very fun players to watch, but it is going to be Team Queso on the T side, of course. And Menk with the smoke, the flash, as well as Shaq, who also still has a flash in hand. So they still have some utility, but right now it's looking like an A split, Keith. They have that split towards Cat. They have control now. They're making their way double back in towards long A, where they're hoping to overrun Fearoff, but that is quite a raid boss in the pit side right now.
Yeah, it's always hard to clear that player out, and Rosino can make sure they can't wide swing on him from the ramp position on A. So even if Fearoff is able to get 1 or 2 here, that's going to be perfect. Rosino will strike, and so will Fearoff. So they'll put 2 kills now for Mocket, and now Rosino can swing and help out Fearoff as he gets pushed in pit. Rosino ducks back into sight as he's taking another fight to the player Catwalk. One taps him, and it's all in Arky. They were able to find Fearoff, but I think Rosino made that expensive. He made that punishable.
Yeah, he was just tapping him all as soon as they started gaining ground towards that elbow side. But Arky, now the last player standing, he still has some time left on the clock, so he can kind of work this out. But I think he's been spotted now, and that should reinforce their numbers towards that B site. It's going to be a kind of a sprint game for that site, isn't it? Free, looking to cut him off early. I think he's been heard by Arky. That is a free duel, but it is not secured. So it is going to be Mocket picking up a pretty comfortable pistol round.
I love the setup. I mentioned that it's all on Rosino to support Fearoff, who can take a peek and fall back in the depths of the pit. That way they have to wide swing on him, and Rosino just supported him beautifully. It's what you love to see from Mocket. Big team-oriented pistol round. And now Team Queso, without a bomb plant, interestingly enough, not going to force up. A lot of teams typically do now, but again, it's very flexible, where it used to be pretty mandatory, as Bishop is just going to take down Scar with a molly. I was hoping more players from Team Queso would jump in that, if I'm going to be honest. Rather not feed the SMGs, right?
I mean, luckily there's only one SMG.
True, but they don't know that, so I was hoping,
Yep, and that SMG is right on the ramp, so that could be some free farm for him right now, or you can just get overran by the USBs or by the Glocks and PD-50. And Bishop now, he has spotted them and he's heard them, and the call has been made, and the bomb is being planted. So that's a success for Team Cheese.
Bishop coming back in. There's one SMG kill. Will he get the second? He's looking for the heads. The Fearoff is here to help as well. They'll take the plant, but can they get any kills and hurt the money of Mocket? Doesn't look like that's going to happen. No kills for Queso. Good retake for Mocket, but a bomb plant is going to secure a strong buy here. And I guess that was the goal from Queso. They get the bomb plant. Their buy is going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they can probably even pump out the AWP early on if Shaq is willing to invest for it. But no, I think they're going to go for they're going to settle for the 5 AK buy or the 5 rifle buy. Haven't seen that 5th weapon come out yet. Oh, ooh, okay. Emek does go for the glass cannon. That's a little bit surprising. I feel like they could have maybe managed their money a little bit differently and gotten armor, but
yeah,
doesn't really matter. The AWP is there, and whew, Okay, he spotted him somehow, and he's gotten Spoxy down to 19 HP early on. So that's a great start for Team Queso.
Alrighty then. I mean, jeez. Spokes now has to be very careful. Amenek is going to flash over his teammate. Rosino gets flashed into short. A lovely shot in the shack as he gets shaken out of the round. Another flash from Fearoff to allow Rosino to peek one more time. No one will be home. Amenek is going to be able to get out towards long and jump into the pit with his op. A dangerous position and pretty much a default spread for Team KSL. You'll see a lot of teams do this where they support the op or get him in pit, and then they can go elsewhere. But they might even just commit to long. Who knows?
I mean, I think at this point, they pretty much have no choice. And that player, that solo player, Arky towards Cat, he's pretty much going to be the lurk right here. But Rosino with another flash for Fearoff, looking to gain control. But Arky was just a little bit too deep for that flash. But there it is. Now the side hit's coming out. The bomb plan can go down. But Arky finds a second kill on Cat. And that actually made this round so much easier for Queso.
Bishop in the smoke. It dissipates. Spots the head of Scar. Takes him out of the round. Has to deal with the op and pit. And instead, it's the other way around. So how do they get the op out of pit? I don't think they do, and it looks like Mocket are just going to elect to save.
Yeah,
I mean, with Fury dropping all his money in and Spokes their money's not looking so great, even though this was a bonus round. They kept all 5 alive, so it's interesting when the economy can turn so.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, as soon as that big stick is heard in the pit, they're like, nah, we don't like this. Let's just get out of here.
Yep.
No way we're going to get past that. So job well done by Team Queso, keeping 3 players alive.
I'm surprised no one pinched mid on Fearoff's death. They kind of just took one-on-one duels repeatedly, and as soon as Arky got that second kill, it was pretty much round over. So it's unfortunate for Mocket they didn't have a little more support towards the counter position, but well played, Marky. You can't take that away from him. Definitely.
I think it's going to be a bit of a ragtag purchase here, kind of scavenging what they can, which is a pretty good buy. It's going to be Rosino picking up the M4, the silence, of course. Fearoff with the Moss. I think that was dropped off for him, so he's able to afford the full utility and the kit. But a different spread here coming out from Queso early on. Looking to gain control of those B halls, and Kree's looking to contest with that very aggressive angle. But equal exchange of damage. Oh, they know who he is. They're just going to overrun him.
What a perfect clear with a nade to your player teammate peeking. Mocket have been wiped off the map towards the A side of things. And Bishop has an expensive gun. Rosino's worked quite a bit. Looking like another save from Mocket. Team Queso, just a great use of utility to get themselves and bully themselves under the site, which can be more difficult now, but Bishop's looking like he wants to really save this op, and I can't blame him. And Team Queso really can't hunt, so it seems like it's just going to be a middle ground. Respect both teams, keep their guns up. But Mocket, they really need to start fighting back, otherwise the T side, once it starts rolling, it's kind of hard to stop it on Dust 2.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, you kind of need that utility, right? You really need that utility to kind of control the choke point at B. You need it to control the choke point at long A. You start losing, control of both of those spots. He's pretty much GG for the CT side, but it's still early in the half, so we don't really know how this is going to unfold yet. But Team Queso was off to a great start, once again, keeping 3 players alive, as well as the bomb explosion right there that will help their money a little bit. And Maki, I don't think they can justify a buy here. I think they might just go for the half purchase. Maybe just upgraded pistols and most here. Let's see. Yep, just the upgraded pistols. P250s dropped. And they're going to settle for the AWP and the M4. Once again, Team Queso looking like they have a round tipping in their scales. Or in their favor, I should say. But Bishop looking to control this round early from Cat with the AWP. He finds something here, Seaside. He's really going to need something.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He has to be the player to be able to pick. He is going to leg Eminek. So that's a good start down to 51. They're going to have to throw utility to back Bishop up off of the catwalk. And now Mocket, they have to re-aggress. They have to be the aggressors this round. Team Queso can just take their time. A 1-for-1 trade isn't ideal, but yup, at least gets away. But they've lost that M4.
Yeah, that M4 being lost really hurts them. And Bishop with a nice patient shot onto Soft, denying him the pit. So that's great. Pressure's pretty much only coming in from middle or the Cat here for Queso. And they are a man down. So Kree is on the lurk. He's actually unchecked. He could find himself a kill, but it'll just be damage exchange instead. I see damage exchange, but that's free damage. But now I think Team Queso's the jig is up here. They know exactly what they're up to, and now Mocket needs to readjust their numbers here. They need to retake Cat, but it might be dangerous because they're up against Arky.
Arky turns around, sprays one, looks for the third and the spray to the sidearm, and Fearoff has to fall back. The op is lost. And Fearoff is just going to run up, hoping to grab the op. Grabs an AK, but if he can try to find someone maybe this retake can happen. I think they're just going to go for damage. Spokester has run up towards ramp, taking one-on-one on site. Both players drop. And the interesting factor of that round for me is Bishop does great getting 2 picks. But it's weird to me he falls CT where majority of his players were. I'm surprised he didn't like hightail it to ramp or A ramp. I know he didn't have any support long, but they had the flank coming in. I guess Bishop had to take maybe a bit more of a risk. But you can't really blame him. He did his job.
Yeah, I feel like to some degree as well, they were hoping that Rosino would find one kill with the M4 on Cat, but there it is, counter control coming in towards long A right here for Maki. Look at a contest early on, but Shaq says, this is my long, I own this, and you're just not cheesy enough. You're out looking to bring it back, gets 2 kills, but immediately traded out by Scar. So 2 for 2 trades early on before the minute 30. Now the chaos slows down just a little bit, but Spokester picking up a kill middle. That really helps things, doesn't it? Eliminates that side pressure. It's pretty much Queso on long.
Dust 2 is owned by Oggs, and if we've seen anything from the recent event in Miami, Oggs own Dust 2. They really do. It was majority of the CT-sided weapon picked up at Miami. As utility gets thrown from Queso, they try to cross, but the Oggs are going to be here to challenge Roy. Spokester jumps up, head spotted. A little bit of damage dealt, but Emelec and Scar, they're going to be in a little bit of position to take some scars, because Mach can have utility for this retake. They have a man advantage. And I like this for Mocket. Fall back. Let's get cat control. It's not just attack from one angle.
Right. I mean, they know that they have short A, right? The only X factor is the kind of the long A control. Nice flashbang denies Emek the chance to fight back, but Scar's already there helping him out. Kree taking down the A anchor, and that's just Scar by himself now in a 1 versus 2. Smoke defuse is coming out. Scar needs to find these targets as soon as possible. He's trying to run out of time, but Kree from above backing his teammate perfectly, and it is Mocket tying things up 3-3. We have a match on our hands already, Keith. This, I mean, we said it, right? This was gonna be a 50-50, but this is getting bloody. This is getting messy.
Yeah, it's very weird on a map that is economy heavy when you're going back and forth and your money is kind of unstable because the rounds are so close. Some rounds you get away with 3 alive, other rounds you don't, and I think it's starting to show. I mean, Queso have a better buy here, and Mocket, if they want to fight back on the CT side, I think this is one of those big swing rounds. They win this, keep maybe 3-4 alive ideally, and Queso will have to just slow it down a little bit, but pressure's all on Mocket, I think, here.
I would agree with that, actually. Pressure's definitely on Maki. And they have like a bit of an awkward buy as well. They have Bishop on the scout. Of course, I mean, if you can get a couple tags off early, that's great, right? But if you're unable to find anything at any point in time, you start to kind of lose grips on the game. So Molotov's coming out. Good use of utility here for Queso as he looks to gain map control and kind of push off these difficult angles. And Spokester actually finds a kill out of that. So I don't know how he found a kill right there, but that is a job well done. Now Fear out with the AWP towards long gate, and it's been popped off. So now South Soul knows better not to repeat that. Now bombs down towards long gate. So I think Queso still has their crosshairs on that A control, but they don't really have much control here, do they?
Not enough. And the weird thing is, I don't think that pick's going to be enough. Based on the positioning, Mocket are very heavy towards this mid contest, and then B rotates. For example, if Rosino loses or one dueler gets traded out long, this round might just snowball out of control. Queso gonna flash out there, or Sasuo will throw a flash out. That's the first time I had to say his name, so I'm gonna butcher it a couple times before I finally get in our control. And they're going to contest Rosino. Again, the setup where Firoth can support from the ramp. Rosino gets one. There's the trade. Spokester, though, I mean, what do you say about that round? Firoth just shutting it down. No utility thrown towards him, and he can just be that turret just sitting there.
Right, yeah, I mean, he took his time with the shots. He knew that he had to secure those kills over to go anything flashy, right? Just take your time, secure the kills, secure the long A control, and that worked out perfectly. So Mocket back on track. Economy looking like it's starting to kind of mount up a little bit right here. They have full utility this time, full kits. The money itself is not as high, but they have more than enough to work with, and they have Team Queso down to just pistols. So good turnaround here for Mocket. Now they have long A control. Rosino taking down the only AK-47, and the rest of the Queso players here are being heard towards the elbow. But wow, that's a P250.
That's a running P250. Now, can they get the bomb to sight? Because 2 players who made it don't have bombs. Scar gets his second. His P250's on fire. Maybe with this scout, he can hold down CT. I mean, he's going to be pressured heavily, and Arky will have catwalk. Queso with just 1 player with armor and Glocks pretty much. might be able to steal his way around. Spokeser has to bully his way back into the site. This Molly should take care of Emenek, who has to peek now. Gets tapped down, and it's all on Sasol. And with just a Glock on armor, unless he plays time to this just absolute perfection against the diffuser, this round is gonna go Mox's way. He actually gets the diffuser.
Wait, no, okay, there's more than enough
they
time.
got
Yeah, they got
it. He did what he had to do, but unfortunately couldn't kill a bit more time.
Yeah, dude, he just got to kill with a Glock. I think he's really happy with that. Yeah. I mean, that's not a favorable situation at all. But you come out with a kill on that with a Glock, no armor. Hey, they're really happy with that. Economy here is limited for Market, although they are coming off a big win streak. So it is going to be a full buy right here. But if they lose this next round, that it might quickly turn around. But Queso, they're starting to lose grips on this game, it seems. Now they need to make this gun round count. It's going to be Control coming out toward long gate. Flashbang, Smoke's able to get control early on, but Fearoth is looking to contest, but it seems like the counter flashes weren't nearly effective enough. Razinho tries to do what he can, but only able to find one before 3 of them are dead. So this is a good turnaround for Queso.
They're not going to complain. This is what they need. But they can't let Market hurt their economy much more into this round. They need to maybe just one more trade. If Spokeser can get a couple kills, things get hairy. Good Molly. They have to run through it. No flash, and Kree will find the lurk. Now he knows he owns Catwalk. And if Spokeser can just stay alive, they can make this retake a reality. Look at the HP on Queso here, Roy.
Yeah, this is very much doable. And they still have the double smokes, right? So that smoke defuse is still an option if they're able to get on this site. But they have to get past this site position, and they have to get past that crossfire with Car, and that's a tough task. Also, that Car able to find one kill. That's going to leave Kree all by himself, and he's tapping away, but unable to find a single thing, and I think he's just going to back on out of there. They need all the weapons they can save up. And they might force around this. I mean, Razinho still has 5.3. Fearoth might go up to that FAMAS light armor, and he seems like he was comfortable playing the FAMAS earlier, so I don't imagine that'd be an issue for him. And I think the scout might come out here once again. So, Team Queso picking up an important round. Not as clean as they would have hoped, but a round nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, Market know they have to contest at this point. You're on round 10, it's 5-4. Your CT side starting to slip away, which is kind of understandable with how the map plays out. But I think Razinho he should just go all out and drop an op here. Yeah, so he's just going to buy it up himself. So you realize, you know what, we have an AUG. The SMGs can get aggressive B or make an aggressive play. They haven't really pushed long yet. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Razinho takes the op, ships it that way, and gets the opening pick. Jack was thinking about flashing for his teammate, but will think twice. And that's what Market need to do, Roy. Take control and start to really take the pace back in this game.
Yeah, this is a free weapon upgrade for Fearoth as well, so he's happy with that as well as a flashbang. So, hey, a great start for Market in this kind of uneven round for them right here. But look at Market. They have full upper B control. It seems like Queso is aware of this. Now, they have Meng scoped up, but I think Spock may have went right underneath this crosshair. And there it is once again. Another kill. Shaq, Arky, able to answer back in the middle and the tunnels area. So it is back to even. But I don't think they expect Kree. Yeah, I don't think they expect this at all.
Easy control from Kree. I mean, the first one was free. The second one was all control. Razinho just flicked down and almost hit Arky as Fearoth will tag him up and remove him from the round. Market. It's exactly what they needed, Roy. That is 100% the most perfect round that you could have asked for from. Yeah,
definitely. That was a massive swing round, right? We talk a lot about swing rounds, and this is going to be it right here. Team Queso's economy is pretty much in shambles, so it's going to be a save right here once again. Marcus should be able to pick up the 7th round lead. If they can make this round clean enough, that will be their economy stabilizing probably for the first time in this game. Yeah, out on full with fast cat play coming out here from Team Queso. Of course, they've had success planting the bomb from that position and from that strat, but I think they might be going on middle right here.
Seems like it's just going to be kind of like a pop strat with no utility, though, right? Like a contact-y kind of play, but that nade is going to hurt. Oh my goodness. And now they're all one-tappable. I mean, not that they weren't before with no head armor. Smokester's going to find Emenek, and now this round's going to slowly start to evaporate. I don't think they'll get a plant out of this. Razinho should use his utility. And it looks like they are going to get a plant. So Razinho being very passive, but Scar gets off the plant. I think this plant's more important than this current kill. And he should get it. Perfect. That's what Team Queso needed. Spokeser going to get flashed up. No chance for Scar, of course. But, I mean, Queso have been very clutch when it comes to these plants to muster out more beefy buys than they really not deserve, but should get, really.
Definitely. I mean, these are like no armored Glock PT-50 rounds, right? They're able to get bomb plants and 2 kills on top of that. Rosino down to 2 HP, so that could have been a potential 3rd kill. I mean, yeah, these are great eco rounds all around. They're very consistent. That's for damn sure. Mock it with that 7th round lead. Not able to make that run as clean as they would have hoped. As you can see, the economy is now kind of suffering as a result. So that was their chance to stabilize their economy. Now it's suffering a little bit, but early duels coming out, and Shaq finds another important kill towards the long gate side. So that's a great start.
Okay, that's exactly what Queso need. But then Market are so good, and we saw them last week just be so proficient on the trades. They go down in a man, they make an instant play, and then they just sit and hold and let the other team make mistakes. Boom, 2 mistakes back to back. The double ops both get a kill. It's just clean Counter-Strike. It's nothing flashy, nothing fancy.
Sure.
Lose a man, get that refrag, and then sit still. It's kind of the Astralis logic. Let the enemies make the mistake now.
That dynamic play, and Bishop that's not a shotgun, Bishop. That's an op. You can't be using it like that, but he's making it work somehow. But eventually gets found out by Shaq. So it's down to 1 versus 3. Bomb on his back. He can work this. He still has a lot of time left in the clock. They're all isolated, but soon they might not be. So he's gonna have to squeeze them out. I think he just got past him without him knowing, and Spoxer continuing that pressure. Eventually Mocket find the round. So 8-4 lead, a pretty comfortable lead, I'd say, on the CT side so far, with potential for more as the economy here for Queso is broken once again. So Mocket, this is another opportunity to stabilize their economy, Keith. And you need to make this one clean, like, you know, Mr. Clean, bald head, shiny, everything.
What's that one? Never mind. If the reference not coming to me, I'm not. ShamWow. There, I knew it would come to me eventually. Fear off. Finds Eminek. He'll fall off. Scar's going to come up and support him. But Mocket, as long as they don't lose too many members, Scar don't get a second. There we go. Fear off. We'll find that now. Someone has to go grab Bishop's up. That's 3 from Fear off. No plant this time from Team Queso, which could have been a possibility. But again, Queso, no plant but 2 kills. I mean, the economy's kind of built up from Mocket now, but still, all in all, not a bad end goal.
Right. I mean, I think at this point in the half, it's too late for economic damage. It's just rounds at this point. They have the 5 AKs. They have the full utility. They have everything to make it work, and it seems like they're going heavily towards the B side early, only sending 1 player towards 8. They have that 1 player towards middle, kind of, you know, using the flashbangs in mid, using the smokes in middle. Seems like they want to go out fast towards the B side. They're dumping all their utility early on. It seems like they want to overrun this B side, and there's only 1 player here. If they go fast enough, they actually might have this. Creep peeks right into their crosshairs. That's exactly what they wanted. Spoxer now, the only defending player on the B side.
Eminek just whiffed, and Bishop takes it. Smokes her from the car. You're right, the only player in sight, but he's able to get 1. And Arky and Shaq are so heavily tagged. And more importantly, Mocket have so much utility for this reason.
Yeah, I mean, look at the health advantages as well, right? They have Arky down to just like 1-shotable. Shaq's kind of have that 2-shot, maybe 3 shots if he's lucky. And Mocket, they still have loads of utility.
Rosino, Molly's under window. He knows that's clean. Fearoff is going to come out of tons eventually. They're taking their time, though. Taking their sweet time, and now they're running through smokes. Good trades as Arky 7 HP. Can Fearoff, does he know he's lit, Roy? He's on the op. Arky peeks. Nice shot from Fearoff. He's got the kit, and Mocket will get it.
You know what? I actually respect that from Fearoff. He wasn't sure, and he wasn't about to risk it with the USP. He just takes his time. He knows he has a little bit of time left. He has a kit on his back. There's no problems right there. Just takes his time, angles it out with the AWP, a weapon he's probably more comfortable, a duel he's more comfortable taking. So, Mocket securing the round with a 10-4 lead. So they do break double digit. Now they have the potential to finish with the 11th here. Luckily, the bomb plan for Queso allowed them to get another full buy up right here. 5 AKs, full utility. Ooh, that was close, but Rosino shutting that down. Salso not able to advance towards long A. So once again, Mocket find themselves in an advantageous position.
Bishop gonna try to get at least contest make control. I mean, he naturally owns it, but he's gonna listen, get close to these double doors, listen and see if anyone's going up. Cat, only thrown towards Cat. Spoxer has to be careful of his peek. There'll be a nade followed up, but Bishop's been very silent. When Spokes are peeking, they give the illusion that there's no one close double doors. That's exactly what Mocket want. So they're hoping they run by Bishop and no one checks his position. They'll smoke CT, flash out, MNX. He doesn't check the corner. Bishop holds mouse 1, gets 2, unable to get the 3rd. As Kree in B has his hands full with Arky in front of him, but it's well met and well dealt with. And it's all on Shaq, 50 HP on the nose. A 1v4 for the ages here, Roy, but he has time and bomb, so wouldn't count him out of it yet.
And he has full utility, so he actually could make it onto site. Now, Fearoth is the Guardian right here. He's towards that car position with the AWP, and he might not be able to get past this if he can't sniff it out. Yeah, he's unable to. It's just not cheesy enough, but there it is. The 11-4 finish. Rosinho, 7 deaths, 15-7. That's a pretty impressive half for him. Even Kree, he's at 5 deaths. I mean, how are these guys dying so little times?
It's kind of crazy, isn't it? I mean, I guess that goes to show the amount of times Mocket just kind of steamrolled around. Like, the gun rounds were close, but the rounds outside of that, they did a good job keeping their numbers up. I mean, I think an average is probably 3 players alive for Mocket, which is a pretty good CT side. And a pause comes out from Mocket. I don't know if this is just taking a little time out, talking things through, you know? What do you want to do on pistol? Because you win pistol, especially on your T side of Dust 2, it's getting closer and closer to closing this one out.
Yeah, I mean, you win pistol, you have an exponential higher chance of closing this game out, right? You have a comfortable lead right now. You're 11-4. You win that pistol. That's what, 1 round, possibly 2 rounds on top of that. So it's going to be at least at, 13-4, 14-4. At that point, it's, Queso's lifeline is at its end, right? There's no more room for error at that point. They're going to have to play perfect defense. And the economy is just so rough for the CT side on this map specifically.
Now, what's crazy to me right now
Hit me.
is Shaq's perch, right? You think about it, double flashes. So to me, that rings out aggression. Typically, you'd see right a flash and like a kit smoke, but he goes right into the double flashes. So I'm guessing they're going to get aggressive with it. Maybe flashes over long, like he's going to just make it rain flashes and 2 players on his team are going to swing as he flashes behind them. That could be a flash over mid, take the aggressive peek with 2. Or they're just going to do maybe a catwalk stack, right? So the options are kind of pretty cool when it comes to the double flashes. But if it comes down to like a situation where he needs the smoke, he's going to regret it in the end. But
right, yeah. I mean, they're hoping that it's not going to come down to that. And
yeah.
even if it does, at least they have that kit, right? Instead of just kind of like rainbow nades, no kit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Double flashes, I think for me, that's long A control, counter long A control. So they have that 1 flash to establish pit, and they have that 2nd flash if Mock gets out there and they want to kind of contest it and just wipe as many players as they can early on. But again, it's all speculation at this point. We're just going to have to see how they decide to play this round out. And I think the timeout is coming to an end right here. And it seems like Mocket is ready. So, smoke, flash for Bishop. Fearoth has not purchased yet. And I imagine it'll probably be armor for him and Spoxer as well. Unless they're looking for some sort of... Ooh, okay. Fearoth picks up the P250. I think they're going to go for that. I think we're about to see a bloody long A control right here.
Yeah. I think they'll just rain flashes over, try to get control early, but they're going to get met with flashes of their own, but it looks like they're going to slow it down. Yep. I mean, Queso, that's one of their 2 flashes gone. Fearoth, I believe that's an E-box smoke.
I mean, we said it, right? 1 flash
that's a
established
CT
pit.
smoke. Yo, how sick is that?
CT for middle, right? Yeah.
Mid.
This is a fake mid to B right here. This is actually going to draw and weaken the A defenses a lot, but that's where their crosser is right now. And that kill on top of Rosinho, he's made this round so awkward for Queso.
Great flash from Shaq. Tree jumps in the pit. Full blind of Spokeser. Shaq locking this down. Can he get a 3rd? Fearoth is flanking him from behind. They have to pinch this player out because the bomb is down there. Fearoth uses his smoke towards CT. This slows down Sasol as Shaq is stuck behind blue, looking for his 3rd kill. Kree's going to push up. They have to double push him here. And they hear the player coming in from the double doors. Kree takes care of that. Shaq's last up, and he gets overwhelmed. Mocket handle the situation gorgeously. But Shaq almost pulls that rope back in their direction.
Yeah, it was so close. I mean, the fact that they even managed to claw this round out, considering Mocket is able to find 2 kills on the fake mid to B. I mean, Rosinho was not supposed to find 2 kills there, right? 1 and done them at most. Maybe just kind of dying with just drawing attention as long as possible. Ooh, I like the triple scout there coming out from Team Queso. Do that damage early on, but Rosinho and Kree come out long game, find 2 kills in return for nothing. So that's a great start for Mocket. And now with that 3rd kill, I think they just solidified the round for themselves. So I think Queso is better off just keeping their money as strong as possible here.
Yeah, it's a really weird situation, right? You want to try to find the kills. You've invested into this, but at the same time, you're so far behind. It's like you can't win no matter what decision you make. So try to get the scouts into the next round. I'm assuming the SMGs are going to go hunting because they may or may not know that they bonded this round. They know there was a scout. They don't know if armor was bought.
I think they have an idea.
You think so?
Yeah, and the people at long had armor, right? So they must have some sort of idea that they have at least pistol and light armor. So mostly invested. You can see that Spoxer is kind of the one taking the risks. The one with the Mac 10, not much to lose, just a Molotov on top of that as well. So no big deal. It's also looking for those early tags. There's a little bit of damage to Bishop. Can he hold on to this, Keith? That's the real question. More important.
I don't think
more
so.
important than anything here. Oh, Shaq, you gotta hit those.
Yeah, the pinch is coming in from the tunnels. Nice shot from Shaq. And he's 11 HP behind the box. No spam coming in. Bishop pushing. Gets him last second. Nothing carried over. 13-4. Full save. Okay, so you're looking at staring down the barrel, needing 10 rounds in a row, at least, to make yourself feel comfortable. Because once you give up that match point, your back's to the wall. And it looks like they are going to lightly buy up, of course, because they will get 3-round bonus next. But it's a scary proposition put forth for Team Queso.
Yeah, I mean, this game just feels so much closer than a 13-4, right? And Mank has himself a free kill. The bottom is only able to get the dink off. And the second... Wait, okay, that dink only did 23 damage somehow. Oh, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. Sorry, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if they find those 2 kills, that might be the savior round they need. They need to squeeze out these kills and spawn. Boxer, Kree answering back. This is smart from Mocket. Fall back, play the headshot angles. Avoid death from pistols. Ooh. Now it's being cleaned up. So there was some hope here for Queso, but I'm gonna go back to what I was saying because I think this round is done in dust duty.
Yeah, done and dusted.
Yeah. Like that one?
I do, and I also agree with your points because I think the big thing that hurt Queso was the inability to stream rounds together and close out rounds they got bomb plants in. Because if you look at the scoreboard, they have a lot of bombs planted on their side, right? On their team side. But they never really got the clutches. They never converted it. Again, Mocket's advantage was just getting those immediate trades. And once Queso got site control, they're down in members and utility. But that's their downfall. The buy is in this round, but the B site's already gone. Just like that, Roy. Just getting bullied at this point. Yeah,
I mean, this is just momentum speaking, right? At this point, they're just playing with confidence. They're just depending on their players to hit shots, and I mean, they have every right to do so. They have a massive lead. There's really nothing to be stressed about. A lot of utility here in the hands of Mocket might make this round a little bit difficult for Team Queso, and they don't have any kits on hand, so this is gonna be. They're gonna have to go fast. Bishop pushes through. That's a free kill for Team Queso. 4 versus 3. Arky finding a kill inside a T-spawn. That's a massive. Razinho Kree stuck on site now. They need to move fast though because they don't have that kit. And it's going to be Kree finding one. Razinho finding another. And Mank eventually answers back. But I think Razinho... Wait, is there time?
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be close. Okay, they got it. I think there's like 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds left right there.
Maybe.
Wow. Okay, so they somehow made that work with no kit and limited utility. That's crazy. That's cheesy. I like that.
Oh man. I mean, they made them work for it, and now Mocket's buy is superior by 1 weapon. A big round for Queso. I think a bit of a wasted smoke from Shaq. Just gonna throw that out there because Sassuolo's already crossed, but I guess he didn't want them to know the second was crossing. But hey, you never know. Amanek is aggressive cat, and well, he didn't see Razinho jump in the box. Tapped away. Good flash support from Spokester. Bishop's lit, and he's gonna keep fighting. Arky gets some support from Shaq in mid. Good spray in, but Mocket now can just group and simply just take the part of the map. It looks like they're going to try to force Scar back in.
Nice shot by Scar. That's going to bring things back. That's a great way to fight your way out of this. And Shaq in an off angle finds 1 and a second kill on top of that. I think he made Spoxer kill his teammate, so that's that's a kill denied for Shaq, but still a kill in the round nonetheless. So 2-man advantage now for Team Queso. Looking to stabilize here early in this half. This is a great start. Kree behind that smoke up against Sassol. It's going to be Sassol coming out on top. So Fearoth, last player standing. AWP, bomb is in control, but the round might not be. What can one man do here, Keith?
Any kill is a favorable kill for Mocket now, because if you take a look at their money and keep in mind they're going to get $1,900, it's potentially a buy if he can get a couple kills and make their buys very similar. Now, I don't think this peak's very favorable. Barrel spotted, head taken off. Now, if he gets a couple kills there, they could just bully their way back into the B site with a buy this round. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. So I think Maka really just have to slow things down now. Take a half buy, pull a Queso, and get a plant and lose the round.
By the way, I have confirmation that it's Sasso. That's his name. Sasso. Kind of like sandwich and solo. You just don't really say the rest of the letters.
I was thinking of something else, but yeah, I see where you're going with it.
Okay, yep, there it is. Shako, he sees people in the scope, and that's where he's going with it. And he still has many more in line, so it's going to be Arky, though, from that really strong CT position, able to find multiple frags. And now Sassol, just a blocked opponent, no big deal. And it's Razinho with an AK-47 and light armor, and likely maybe 1 kill, maybe 2 kills to find if we stretch it a little bit. But this is going to be a tough task. And it's not going to find a single one. So Team Queso stabilizing early on. Look at their economy. They have their reset stress. It's gone for now.
Is it just me, or do you get the feeling that Market are a lot less comfortable on their T side than they were CT side? They feel very stretched right now on their T side. They seem very dispersed, and it's not even default. It's kind of just like everyone chilling. Like, that's Fearoth holding mid with an AK. Yeah,
and that's Shaq.
Yeah,
massive confidence to just peek out mid like that. No fear, take that duel. So also to touch on your point, this Dust 2 is a map where it's a lot easier to find duels on the CT side than it is on the C side, right? Shaq, another nice shot. I mean, he's making this round so comfortable for Queso. No worries, no issues, easy cleanups right here. But Spoksha on top of the smoke finds Shaq maybe being a little bit too comfortable with those duels.
Yeah, no, it's a map where the CTs can really control the pace and like depict what kind of fights they give the T's, where a lot of other maps are the T's set the pace and choose the fights, right? But Dust 2 is very angly, if you will, right? Like very oppy. Ogs can hold angles the entire round. It's one of the weird long range dynamic maps. Is Razinho is going to creep his way up into B. Arky had his back turned, a lot of trust on Sasu back site. He's going to drop a flash and a smoke, but he's getting overwhelmed and sprayed down eventually. As Amanek and Scar, I would encourage them to go for this.
Yeah, like I said, they don't really have that economic stress anymore, right? They need to try to increase their chances. If they're able to win this round, that increases their chances of winning tenfold. But if they lose this round, it's really no big deal because they're going to lose it anyway. They kind of have to go for this. But there's still a smoke in the hands of Razinho. That just went out to the double door. So I think that might be just window, the only thing available. Now the flashbang's coming out from Emenk. They still want to go for this. Flashbang comes out. It's not nearly good enough. Kree's holding it down, spraying it down, and Emenk and Scar unable to find any space on the B site. Retake, and it is Mocket picking up match point. 15-7.
Alrighty. Okay, so they've been pretty good so far on the CT side. They've been good understanding what fights to take, when to push. So again, pretty much what I said earlier. Pressure's on Mocket, throwing it back a little bit. Or pressure's on Queso, excuse me. As Team Queso have 3 players fighting towards long. They're going to get some good nade damage in. The nade stack somehow finds Bishop. It looks like, I think Shaq legged him. The nade finds him. As Fearoth will pick up the op. He's going to clear Arky from Car. Spots him on the edge of the smoke. I think he was moving. That's unfortunate for Fearoth.
Yeah, there's an opportunity that they needed. Luckily, they still have a lot of Molotovs, so they can still clear out Arky, no problem. But the flashbangs have allowed him to reposition. So, good job by Team Queso to try to regain some control. But Fearoth is really not relenting on that pressure. He knows he needs a kill, and he's found it towards long A. Now Mank's towards Cat. An opportunity missed. He's going out just a little too wide, but he's not able to angle out Razinho properly. So Make are on their way towards a potential victory. But Scar, he brought it back. 3 versus 3 still. Shaq not wanting to give up Cat control. A smart decision because they have lost long A, and they can't lose Cat as well. And it is a man advantage. And now Make, I think their hands are tied. I think they have to go for this long A hit now. Falling back's not an option.
How do they neutralize this op, though? It looks like they're just going to cross. They don't know Shaq has crossed up the site. 1 kill from Shaq, and he pretty much ends the round. There it is. He gets 1. Fearoth last alone. Shaq can buy time for his teammates. Getting shot in the back, and Shaq is so quick. 3 kills for him. Mocket, no money. And slowly but surely getting chipped away. I mean, OT is a possibility. But, you know, I don't want to harp on it too much because there's a long way to go from Queso and multiple more buy rounds for Mocket.
Yeah, no, definitely. You have the double op setup established now, though. That might help things out, I think, for them. Now, we said this a little bit briefly earlier, but let's use a bare bones map, right? It's kind of that map where there really is nothing crazy about it. It's just pure fundamentals. It's Counter-Strike at its most skeleton way. Just duels, angles, crossfires, good flashes.
Form.
Yeah, exactly. Arky out middle. He spots several players on the other side of that wall, and the grenade's doing so much damage. And I think he has that cleaned up by that grenade alone. And that last player spotted. I don't think Mank wants to give up his AWP, but it's going to be Shaq. You know, I really like the way Shaq plays. He has a good mix of like team play and kind of like raw individual aggression and confidence. I like that from him.
He's having a great game too for being down for as long as they have been. To be 24, 3, and 17. I mean, you're almost the only player positive. The other one is 19, 18 on Arky. So Shaq's been the one to keep this game at least still going.
Right.
Korea's gonna bully his way out long A. Queso 3 players towards A. So no real control towards mid outside of a player holding it, which is Scar. Other than that, being aggressive A stack from Team Queso. We'll see if Market can really sniff this out and maybe gain some map control elsewhere, because they've seemed very committed either towards B or long. There hasn't been a lot of diversity in their T side.
Right. I mean, look at Team Queso right now. They have so much control towards the B side, but with that death from Sasol, that might have just given it away. Fearoth, that's a massive find, an early pick. And the other problem that kind of Market's in, although they have a man advantage, is they don't really have a comfortable way of dealing with these scoped weapons, right? They're just AK'd out right now. No SGs, no AWPs to fight back. So if Queso is able to slow down the pace and just continue applying pressure, all that they need.
Oh, and Scar pushes forward as Razino and Spokestar have to go through this molly. Bishop will follow suit. They need nades towards sight. I'm going to cast a hide. He needs a kill. His op finds one, but they immediately get answered to. Monkit looking like they're closing this one out, Roy. Shaq. And he has, well, a big job to do. The players, some players are lit, but with an op on a USP, it's a scary situation. And Bishop threw away his gun.
Yeah, and he's in like a triangle of doom, right? He has a player to his long, he's a player on the ramp, and now a missed opportunity and position compromise. The element of surprise is no longer in his favor, and I think that is the end of it. Spockshot from above, Market picking up a pretty comfortable win. I mean, this was a 16-9, but I can't help but feel this was like a 16-13 in my mind, like a 16-12 maybe even. But yeah, it just felt so much closer than it actually was.
It felt real close in the first half, and then I think that's just an attribute to I don't know. I feel like it's attributed to Market being comfortable on the CT side of closing out rounds, knowing when to give up control,
right?
But also their retakes being perfect. That bomb was planted, I think, 8 or 9 times when they were on the CT side.
Yeah.
So I think it's just Market being very proficient on the CT side. But I mean, those teams weren't evenly matched firepower wise. I think it was just more Market being a bit more comfortable on Dust 2 in the end.
For sure. And I mean, some of the like situations and circumstances they were in kind of ended up going into their favor. And those swing rounds that we talked about, right? Those were like massive for Market. They picked up every important round that they needed in that game. Queso unable to kind of capitalize on their opportunities. But that is the end and the conclusion of the first match for us, guys. That is Team Queso versus Market, a 16-9 win. Pretty comfortable lead here for Market. And it's up next is going to be Izako Boars versus Namiga. We've seen these teams play recently. I think it was actually a couple months ago Actually, it might have been in the Charleroi qualifiers. I think Namiga ended up winning 2-1. But one of Namiga's map was a 16-0. I think it was either Mirage or Dust 2. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Namiga heavily favored. But, I mean, Izako Boars made the other 2 maps pretty competitive, including winning 1 map. And I think they lost the 3rd map 16-9 or 16-10 or something. So, I imagine this bo1 between these 2 teams will be pretty close, and that is coming up in a little bit of a break, guys. It is going to be longer of a break than we'd like. It's about 50 minutes long, but we will be back as soon as we can. We'll update you guys on the timer on the stream itself. Stay tuned, of course, but if you haven't done so, please follow our socials. That is Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch for Winners League, as well as my own and Keith's Twitters down below. We could use your help. Please allow us to grow, and so we can all flourish together as a community. We'll be back, guys, in about 50 minutes or so.